After talking about steps yesterday, I really recommend you go watch the video if you haven't yet. We'll be talking about Halluf today. Halluf is a map which is basically divided into two areas. You have the possibility to play over this, however big you want to define this area, and over literally these 8 squares, right? So that's pretty fun. Additionally, you have, I guess, a position over here, which I'm going to go straight away, go there if you're a scout, which is not max tier and you have no idea what else to do. Otherwise, I wouldn't go there in a random. And as for like positions here, I wouldn't go there. Where do you go to by tank class is what we're going to do here. In RT, you just stay in your base, obviously. In a tank destroyer, I really recommend that in 90% of the cases you go play in the heavy corner. Where exactly we'll get to, don't worry about that. If you really either for some reason think you can't go there because it just doesn't make any sense, let's say you're in Judas in a tier 10 game, right? There just isn't much point of you camping here or whatever. Then the fighting here, brawling here. Then the question is like, where do you camp? And I would say either you go up here, in this area, or you have a specific position you want to climb and you know how to climb, like getting up there or up there. Or, I guess up there / right here is also pretty good. But I really don't recommend you camp on this map because I really don't see you winning any games thanks to camping. Either your team will win for you, or you would just be one of the people who are losing the game, because the game will be decided before you're even going to be shooting much normally. Okay. In a heavy tank, you go heavy corner. It's literally that straightforward. In a scout, you're it's actually not a good scout map. It looks huge, especially with all those unused space and so on, but this map just isn't very good for scouts. You have some good bushes up here, which you can use to spot anyone coming down, and you even have a bush over here which does the same job. If you don't expect the enemy to be driving down, basically that's what you're going to be doing in a scout most of the time, rushing down and hoping you have a good game by going back up on the other side and so on. And you definitely can have, yeah? But I'm just saying it's a bad map for scouts, because although you can, like in theory, do that, if you meet one bat shot down there, you're going to do like 2 shots of damage and die. That's an issue. Or if you meet a Russian medium yodeling down, or whatever, right? And there's no way for you to evade it, except for kind of going here, but that's not really safe either. So that's why in a scout, I'll be quite honest, spot. If you think you can get down and get away with it and then get back up, go for that. Otherwise, I would spot rather defensively, possibly just even play in the heavy corner, like in a Rue, in a tier 9 or tier 10 game with not too many tier 10s, I'd probably just go here. Do first shots on people crossing, like I'll explain later and so on, and then as soon as it gets too crowded, maybe I'll consider running away or defending the base or whatever, depending on the situation. Finally, you have mediums. Again, I would normally go heavy corner, unless you really are in a medium, which is very good for going down here. So that would basically be a bat chat, or at least to lesser degree anything which drives over 60, right? So a TVP, a CDC, a Leopard, an AMX30, and so on and so on and so on. And in that case, I would really decide by how the enemy team setup is. So if you think that going up here, first of all, if there are a few tier 10s, going here is already better normally, even if you're kind of in a bad shot, because you're going to be more useful in a frontal fight, because you won't be shooting at D100, you'll be shooting at dice 3s you can clip and you can pen and so on, right? If you see the enemy team has more heavies, basically, especially slower heavies or TDs, that's when I'll go over here and try and win the game by winning their base and then kind of, killing the heavies at the end. If I see that my team has similar or more heavies and we should be able to win this position, especially with my help, I'll go heavy corner anyway. Okay, now finally let's talk, oh no, actually that's that further. Let's talk about climbs real quick. There are many sources for climbs, but basically on this map you can climb nearly anything, and that's why there could be arrows everywhere. But I didn't decide to put any everywhere. And that's because many of these climbs, be it this one or just driving up here, either aren't super important, and it's like either you know them all or you kind of know none of them, or are just basically useless in randoms. These are the most important ones in randoms in my opinion. Additionally, you can have the possibility to get up there, for more on that in a second. This one is really rather hard, and you better train it, and don't think you can just drive up this ramp. You can't. You need to know how to, and then you can kind of do a weird wiggle up and try and get up there. If you learn it, it's definitely very useful. I mean, instead of getting shot by all the enemies right here, you can get up here. I personally don't think I can do it, though I haven't done it yet. You can get up here, and this one is actually quite easily. I'll show it to you in a second, and I really recommend you do it. And then you have this one, which is actually very risky because you can fall down here at any time, and is rather hard too. So if you learn it, again, great, but not the easiest one. I really recommend you learn this one though, if you are able to and you play these kind of tanks. And then finally you have this one in the heavy corner, which I talk about the heavy corner at the end of this video. Okay, so yeah, let's jump into the gameplay and see how to play this area. That's it. As far as climbs go on this map, also I just showed you all of them on the map tactic, I would use this one really regularly, and this is really the one I would recommend you learn, because it's very easy to learn, it's very easy to use in a game, if you play these kind of tanks and do theoretically sometimes go down here, right? And I don't know, I don't consider it very hard, I consider it super useful basically. It took me around 10 tries to get it to the point where I can do it every time. And out of those 10 tries I managed 8 or something like that too. Obviously for more climbing, go check out for example Xenalian's videos. Now let's assume you are actually a tank which wants to go heavy corner, according to what I said, or in general. We're actually in the heavy corner, right? Let's go through that. And I think that's one of the most important parts actually of this map. So the heavy corner of this map is really nice in one way, because it's divided symmetrically into 4 parts on both sides, or 4 positions. You have up there, which is decently arty safe. Here, which is completely arty open. Here, which is pretty arty safe. With here, I mean exactly, obviously, the corner right here, where you can shoot the corner right there, right? And you have the rock / this entire position up here, which is obviously very arty safe if you just stay safe, but as soon as you start peeking on the enemy, you get completely wrecked. Now, when do you go where, right? Because that's basically what it always goes down to. And here's what I do. If you're in a tank which is fast enough to get shots on enemies crossing there in time, or at least most likely, right? You can never predict who will cross, but you can judge how likely it is that someone and how fast you are and so on. I would always go here. Even if you have no gun depression, you can just use the wall, for example, exactly this bit right here. It's very easy to use, to just go up backwards and pre-aim that. And if you're really fast on the enemy mediums too, I even recommend going aggressively to stand. Wait, sorry. Let me stand like I want to stand. To stand like this. That way you can pre-aim that the medium corner and be hold down. For the first medium who peeks, you just give him one and fall back. And in case you see a heavy crossing, since it's World of Tanks and most people are pretty bad, I normally always have the time to just slap shot and get safe, or even just shoot them. But yeah, I guess if you don't trust your reflexes, then just stay in the more back position. So yeah, that's that. If you're really hugging here on the wall, you're definitely more arty safe than not. If you're standing up front here, do expect to get artied. And where you will definitely get artied if you start having 3-4 people here, and you start having people peeking, or you start peeking like this to pre-aim those counter like this, you're obviously definitely not arty safe. And that can actually be a great way to get the enemy team wrecked if you manage to make them over peek by playing weirdly in that position, and then your arty shoots them. Otherwise, or after that position, you have this one, which you can always cross to, right? Which is really nice. This one is really nice because it allows you to go completely hold down on that with any tank, and you can peek further onto the corner than you can from here. And additionally, you can peek either frontally here, although it looks a bit stupid, it can work, like this, / just peeking up here, like this, onto that corner. And you can also pre-aim this one, of course. And I find this is probably my favorite position in this area, in kind of any tank. Be it the 140 just standing there going hold down, or a 50B which would hang more there, and then I would wait for someone to cross and then quickly bounce out and try and get in a full clip. However, it's completely RT open, and if there's more than one RT, it's nearly suicidal to go there, if we're quite honest. You have the option to move up, like this, obviously, and it's actually really good because, stupidly enough, down here, and even here in general, well, down here you're really RT safe, and here, even though you're not RT safe, since you're kind of on a backward slope, like this, you can get very hard to hit by RT. And it allows you to often get sideshot on people crossing back and forth here. Sometimes you can peek from here, which is really nice on people crossing back there, if for some reason there are any. And you're still safe from any snipers as long as you just peek really right here. What's really important is to not, on either side really, yeah, expose yourself on the top of this hill. And that's not something you want to do. if you want to push, right, you're starting here and you want to push, either you push here and peek onto them from there, and then you basically keep hugging the wall to move forwards and force them back. So let's say I go here, right, and now the enemy is hiding hold down in the ditch right there, then you really want to keep going like this and dig them out and force them back. And not go any further than this, because you stay safe from any snipers. Now on the other hand, if you don't want to go right here for whatever reason, what you want to do is really go down here, make sure you don't get shot by those people, and then hug the inside here, and first of all kill whoever is here. This is really safe from RT and TDs, right? And then you can move up to this area and try to shoot these people in the side. But be aware, even though you still remain safe from this corner, which often has enemies and is really important to stay safe from, please don't show yourself to that. And you are rather safe from RT, you can still get shot from any enemies standing there. But yeah, being aggressive is definitely an option, because also if you manage to, oh yeah, one more very important thing, actually. That's very important if you manage to push into down here, or if you would start from this side, right, I managed to push down there, is that you can start being rather safe even from those people, but especially being actually completely safe from any run around this corner, because I still have support there, I'm assuming, right? By standing right here, you can completely shoot anyone over here and even get them in a really bad crossfire if you have any teammates on that corner. So getting this position or the opposite over there often tends to be, first of all, the easiest way to clear out this, and normally like very easy free damage to some degree. Then, oh yeah, before I forget, if you are, no, actually let's do that in the end, I guess. So you have these corners, right, which I already mentioned. When would you go there? Right, if you're in a fast tank, you go there, okay. And you can shoot across, but otherwise, I haven't really told you much yet. If you have good gun depression, I really recommend going over there. Most of the time, it will be the better position, unless really your entire team is there. If you are a good tank for this position, and there isn't more than one RT, or especially if there's non-RT, I would nearly always go there, because I really find this position, or its imitation here, to be very powerful. Otherwise, I would only cross to here if I really want to push this flank. And I think we can. Or if I see people going here from the enemy team, which I really want to farm. Why would I normally not go there? Oh, so that means I'm in a tier 10 and there's some tier 8 Tiger 2, which I really want to, or two of them. And I'm like, oh my god, 3,203 damage. Why? Because this position looks pretty good, right? You've got a rock you can kind of go hold down from, and so on and so on. But in the end, you're not safe from RT, and they can go hold down on you. And although you can maybe peek once or twice and get a surprising shot on enemies trying to shoot those people, at some point they're just going to pre-aim you. But that can kind of happen everywhere. The issue I have with this position is how stuck you can get. As you can see, pushing here can be completely impossible. Just imagine one E3 hold down there, and it's completely over, right? Sure, you can stay safe here, but you can't even necessarily cross back because you can get obviously completely farmed by that area. Plus you probably take free damage, or you possibly take free damage on the way here. So what I rather do is just go here then, if I'm not in a tank which wants to go up here, is I would go over here and just pre-aim that. Or sometimes what I'll do some weird stuff, I know, but I would, for example, stand here and try and, or stand here, drive out here once, like to the middle of the road, to shoot the people up here by being hold down thanks to this ridge line, and then get back safely. It sounds kind of stupid, but that's something I'd maybe sometimes do in a 50B, and you get like 3 shots for 1, and then you get safe if you get lucky, and it can work out. And the advantage of this position mainly is that you can really, at any time, as soon as the enemies there, start falling back. And if you see the enemies aren't pushing here, right, if they're pushing you, you just get safe behind the corner, and if not, you quickly go for it and get around, and either move into this position, into the hold down, if it's not a lot of RT, or I would like straight away push into that, like this, and that way again you're RT safe and you're safe from nearly anything, and you can push. Now, last but not least, you have this. I don't even know if I'm allowed to call this a climb, like Sam would probably insult me. It's basically driving up, right? In a batch at least, depending on the tank you're in. And then, so you drive up. Spawn-wise, I've done this a couple times in randoms, 2 or 3. You get here just around in time, just around the same time, or just around after an enemy over there in the same tank gets there. So be aware, like, you are exposed driving up here, and it's actually pretty risky to get into if you have a lot of, if you're a fast tank, but the enemy also has a lot of fast tanks they expect to be there. And you manage to get into this area. I would never go here if the enemy team has any RT, you would just get dominated, but you can then basically do this and peek onto that entire area, hold down. Although in a bad shot, hold down is of discussable worthiness, and although this is rather unlikely, I guess in theory you can also, if there is no one up there, go here to shoot that. That is definitely unlikely though, yeah. But what is more likely is that your team just loses and they keep pushing. But even then, actually, that's really nice about this position. It's extremely hard to dig you out, because the only way to push you actually out is to drive up here yourself for the enemy team, and then your snipers can actually still support you, even if your heavies here are long dead. One last thing is I will always adapt to my team on this map. So if I am one of the fastest tanks, I will nearly always, as I said, and I'm going to the heavy corner obviously, go to this corner or maybe this position. But if I'm in a slow tank, I will basically just see at that point where is my team going between this area and that area, right? And just decide from there, or on the opposite side from there and there, and go for wherever my team has less people. Because if there's already 3-4 people here, there's not really much, unless I'm really the perfect tank for it, right? Like a Kranwagen or something like that, or an STB. There isn't that much point in going here too. I would just be exposing myself a lot, not actually be really hold down, probably be open for RT, and probably be standing in other people's ways, or just not getting shots in general. Can I get up here? Sorry, getting yourself some fun. Okay, I can. So that's that. Let's go back to map tactic, I hope. So here we are. I'm in my bat chat. I'm platooning with Yurni. Actually, the same night. This game is from the same night, I think, as the video, which is called what? 2 bat chats equals 13 teammates. So anyway, we drive over here. I one shot from the T25. Don't take any return shot. And since Yurni is kind of doing some action down there, there's also 90 and so on. I decide to go full ham and straight away get up here, and not give the enemy team any time to react or whatever. Mainly also because I saw the T25 in the open over here, and I wanted to make sure we can get him killed before he gets to some annoying position, like behind this rock or something, where he just keeps truck spotting us. We go up after that. I'll fast forward it real quick. Driving up over here, getting spotted by the WZ. We see that there's a gorilla over there, so I don't really want to drive into that. Neither does Yurni. So at this point we pretty much figure, okay, let's go kill the arty first, right? Or at least check what kind of arty there is here. So that's that. He finds the M53. Decides not to peek for it. Skill. Oh, isn't this game good? Kappa. So yeah, I kill the WZ, I kill the RT, I say thanks Yurni for dying, now I get all the free damage. I literally did that. Now I go reload. Let's go reload some more. Okay, I put 2 shells already into the dice 3 in case. Oh yeah, we just skipped those to some degree. Sorry for that, yeah. But although this is a pretty good game, it does have some bad shot driving and reloading, and I don't want to make you endure that. I definitely poked stupidly there, eating a shell from the gorilla. But, I mean, then again, I did 5 shots of damage in return, 4 on the IS-3 and 1 on the gorilla. So, while it's still bad play, at least I have an excuse to make me feel better about it. But yeah, we finished that. As you can see, it looks kind of good, score being 6-2, but we completely lost the heavy corner, right? And this is basically to be, yeah, actually to talk about that. This is that perfect kind of game, right? We have a TT tier 10, a Jack Panzer, and 2 bad shots. They even need 100 and a 113 in a platoon. They are basically guaranteed to just be able to push through the heavy corner. And there would probably not be much we can do over there. Like, you never know, you can always get lucky, a Jack Panzer plays well, your T30 is a good player, both of your bad shots do a good job, or whatever. But in the normal situation, like 100, 113 are going to kill 2 bad shots, right? So that's why we basically decided to... And they also have 1 more tier 10, by the way, right? And they have... well, 4 and we have 3. But yeah, that's that. I don't know what to do right now, and I'm really kind of... well, I'm not confused, right? I see the gorilla, but I know he one-shots me and I don't want to risk it, especially with the RT behind him. I'm trying to get spots on the STRV, but as you can see, I don't manage to. And then I see the pilot starting to go for the RT from behind, so I decide that it's finally time for the gorilla to die. At least I think I decided so. Yeah, there we go. Sadly though, the gorilla manages to take out the T25 pilot. which isn't so great. So I go in, the T-25 pilot shoots, well, the other one, gets shot by the SRV, but I managed to take out the guerrilla just before it reloads, and yeah, decide to not peek for that guy because he would just shoot me for free. And we can fast forward again. So yeah, as you can see, basically what I did is, drive up here. First of all, really important to clear out this area. On the other side, if you're from the other map, by the way, and you manage to get in this area, and you manage to clear out this, I really recommend driving up in this afterwards to clear out the enemy base, rather than pushing over here or down here. Right? I really don't recommend camping up here ever. You will notice that I didn't mention it as a climb or as a position to camp even, as we have a nice shot there. But if you're aggressive, you're starting from this side, you get over there, then it can be a very nice position. Obviously this gameplay is on steps and counter, but steps, El Halluf and counter. But on El Halluf, seriously, there is nearly no difference between encounter and normal mode, as far as how you should play the game goes, so I don't see how that matters too much. While not much is going on, I do want to remind you guys to please like my videos, if you do, because it really does support me, and helps me get attention from Google's algorithms kappa, and obviously subscribe if you want to stay around, and make sure you actually use that subscription. And if you really want to stay up to date with my videos, remember you can click the notification bell. So I managed to get one shot into the 113. I could push the Type 5 obviously, but that would be kind of stupid because he one-shots me. So I decide to hope that he's mad, which, as I already mentioned in World of Tanks, tends to work out pretty well. Just cross in front of him without him shooting me, kill the STRV, then kill the 75, and then let's see if we can maybe slinging a shot into the Type 5 somehow. Also, yeah, I kind of drive too far out. Wait, what? I don't know. Was he stuck or do I get something wrong there? Like, how did it do only 300 damage to me? 326. I really don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this entire video. Feedback, as always, welcome. I hope this is actually the end of the video and I don't add anything after this. As I said, please comment, subscribe, like, and so on. Check out Facebook and Twitch. And I will probably do more of these. I did note you guys wanting me to do more of the recent maps, such as Paris or whatever, and I have heard that. But again, if I want to combine it with replays, I need to have the good replays too. So that doesn't come out of nowhere, or at least relevant replays, right? So give me some time. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye. King is here.